Okay, here we are, and welcome to my third video on variations on a theme of Mozart, which is definitely one of the most important pieces of music in the history of Western classical literature. You might be wondering why I am spending so much time uh, on it, talking about it. Um, just because. It's when I get my teeth into something, I want to look at it from every angle. It's just the way I am, and I do it because I do love the piece, and I want to talk about it. You may be wondering why I have this big thing here on my elbow, and it's something I didn't want to bring up in the last two videos because they happened before I got an operation on my elbow, which was last Wednesday. Today is Monday, for cubital tunnel syndrome, which came from an injury 5 years ago. That would have been around 2020, and it caused numbness in my fingers, my pinky and my third finger, and I did not diagnose it until about 2 or more years later, and then the doctor said, "Well, just sleep with your arm straight, and maybe it'll go away." Didn't go away. I kept on thinking that I could make it go away just by doing all the things that I do, the relaxation, the Alexander technique, all kinds of other things that I was trying, but it wouldn't go away. And I finally listened to the doctor and decided, it's time. I'm just going to get the release operation. And I did last Wednesday, and it seems to have gone really, really well. And I'm happy with it. It feels like a string. A string had been kind of pulling my finger, and especially when I did stretchy things, it was really, it was getting to be a problem. And so we'll see how it goes. I need to be careful. I need to take care of myself. The type 1 diabetes, which I've had for 40 plus years, pretty much since I started playing guitar, has an effect on your joints. It actually makes it more likely for your body to develop things in which your nerves get pinched by buildup in your tissue. And so that's also an element in this. I'm happy that I've got it done, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to do more recordings, and actually I'm looking forward to maybe playing a concert or two, because this is frankly what has been holding me back from that, is just trying to get rid of this. Okay, so here's my blog post about this, and in it, um, I gave this. I showed this, which I actually found on Wikipedia. It shows Mozart's tune, and it shows Sor's version of it. And evidently this song was really popular back then. Probably if you went around whistling it, somebody would have uh, whistled it with you or something like that. I mean, it was like the "Here Comes the Sun" of that year, or that time period or whatever. It's just, everybody knew it, and so all these composers wanted to use it because they loved it, and they wanted to just have a variation on it, and use it to, and like Sor did, to kind of show off what the guitar can do and what he could do on the guitar. He played it on a lot of concerts, and he always played it differently, and he played a different version than Mozart. So here we go. This is what Mozart's version is. So that's Mozart's version of the first part. And here's Sor's version of the first part. So it's very similar. It's just kind of like, that is definitely just a variation, like some ornamentation, some like a couple of extra notes. The second half, or the second part of the piece, the B section, he really changes significantly one part of it, and here it is. So it goes, this is Mozart. Sor goes. Pretty close, you know. It's a variation. But here, this is where the big difference is. Mozart does. He goes up to the 6-7-1. While Sor does this. Does exactly the same thing that he did for the first part. So that's a big difference. One part of that melody is up a third. And I went back and I listened to John Williams, the guitarist with no bad habits. That's what I call him. I found 3 different versions of him playing this. I found him playing the Segovia version. So here, this is from, it looks, I don't know, yeah. John Williams, Guitar Magician. Very apt. I'll just let this play. Anyway, so here's the second half. That's the Sor version, the Segovia version. Okay, let's listen to another version. So here we are with this is John Williams, the Spanish Guitar Anthology, and I do not know. It looks like these are tracks taken from older recordings, but anyways, in this one, he's kind of splitting the difference. He's not giving you a direct arrangement of Mozart's theme, but he is in the second part of the theme. In the B section, he does this. Because he wants to go up a third. He wants to take that up a third, and he's like, no, that's what Mozart wrote. Why did Sor dishonor Mozart? Or whatever. Maybe he just thinks it's prettier that way. And I remember hearing that a long time ago and thinking, what's that? Why does he play it that way? That's why. Let's listen to that. There he is. Oh, let's go back. There we go. Then we go to another album, and this is an album called Paseo. Looks like it was written, or it was published in, or it came out in 2023. So here he does the introduction pretty robustly. But listen to this. So he finish the introduction. You see what he's doing? This is not what Fernando sort of wrote. This is his version of the Mozart melody. He arranged Mozart's tune for the classical guitar. So, and some fancy harmonics there. That is his latest version of this piece. He just went straight from Mozart. Must have been driving him crazy for ages that that the piece doesn't really sound like what Mozart wrote in his opera. So that's John Williams struggling or just having fun with the theme of Mozart, just like Fernando Sor did, and a bunch of other composers did too. It was a big hit back in the day. All right, let me just show you a few other things. So I cannot stop myself. I ordered these two books. Actually, I ordered this one first by accident because this is a scholarly, a new critical edition edited by Eric Stenstadsvold, and it's pretty expensive. It's like 30 plus bucks. This is Opus 16 to 22, and I ordered it because I saw this. It says it's 6 airs choisis from the opera, from Il Flauto Magico. I just saw that Il Flauto Magico, and that's it. I'll order it. Turns out that that's not variations on the theme of Mozart, but Sor did do another version of this piece. Let me see if I can find that. Anyways, he did do another version of this piece, and if you want to hear it, there's Manuel Barrueco recorded all of these on a 2022 album called The Radiant Guitar. Beautiful album, and it's one of the first. No, it's not that. No. There we go. This is a more direct version. And actually, this is, I think, in the original key. It's closer. Here he goes up to the... Yeah. Anyways, he has one variation on that. It's closer to the actual tune, and it's got one variation. Anyways, I recommend listening to that if you are into it. So I ordered that. I realized it was not the new critical edition of Variations on a Theme of Mozart. Then I ordered this, and this is volume 3, and this one has it. Now in this one, it's excellent reading too, because he really talks at length about this piece and why he included 2 versions of it. There's actually 3 versions of it, but he included the version that from which most of the urtext piece versions that you see are derived. And it seems to me that Segovia, when he went over this and he made his own arrangement, he might have even looked at all 3. So there's this version, but there's also an earlier version. And the earlier version, it has an introduction, it has fewer variations. They're in a different order. They are different. I mean, this, like... That's different. this is really different. There's all kinds of tiny little differences, and it doesn't have the coda. I do see people taking things from this version and putting them into how they play the much longer version. And that's why I just think that, I think probably people have been looking at all of these and just coming up with their own versions, just like I'm trying to do right now. You don't have to spend $60, more than that actually, on a scholarly edition, but I just did. I did it maybe so you don't have to, but maybe you will want to. Hey, I almost forgot that there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about, and I've never heard anybody else try this, and I might try this. So in how this song shows up in the opera, it is not AABB. It's not one section repeated and then another section repeated. The first section, the A section, is only sung once, and then the B section is repeated. So it's ABB. So if you really want to get that charm, it does make a difference. It just has that uneven charm to it or something. You kind of expect something to be repeated, but it's not. I don't know how to explain it, but unevenness and unpredictability really add something kind of subtle when everything is just four square predictable. It's going, you play it, then you repeat it, then you play it again, the next part, and then you repeat that, and you just always do that. It's more predictable, but it's not quite as charming. I don't know what other word I can use. Let's just try it. I'm not sure if, again, I'm starting out not really warmed up here. That once, and then we go. ABB. I think there's something to that. It'll make the piece a little bit shorter, and that can be kind of cool. It's not so rote. It's like a little glitch in the matrix that makes you listen a little bit more. And then if you do that for all of the variations, it might add something to it. And I'm definitely going to try that. What I am doing when I read through that piece and like make little marks for myself, or in this case I'm making marks so that it's clear to you what I'm trying to do. When I read through that piece, that's actually, it's one of the first steps in learning a piece. And it's an example of why it can be really, really helpful to be able to sight read. I know that that's something that a lot of people don't actually feel that they have time for, sight reading on the classical guitar, but being able to do that, just, it opens up a lot of doors. So I recommend that you schedule some time a couple times a week to just engage your curiosity and just try reading through, try really learning those notes. Don't do it with a sense of like somebody's looking at you and listening to every note and, oh, that's wrong, trying to correct you. Just do it out of a sheer sense of curiosity and enjoyment. And like I see this on the paper, I want to know what it sounds like. And I know you can go to YouTube and you can find out what almost any piece ever written for the classical guitar sounds like. You can find 20 different people playing it, but avoid doing that on some pieces, or use that as inspiration. Work on your own ability to find out what something sounds like. You should also just read pieces that you've never heard before. So for instance, when I was your age, all of you young whippersnappers, when I was young, when I was in my teens, learning classical guitar, I had this book. I also had one of Mauro Giuliani, and this is exactly what I was talking about. These are the urtext versions of Fernando Sor's pieces. The spine still works. I don't know what the heck happened to the cover, but the book works. Compiled by, what's his name? Frederick Node, I think. Yep, there we go. Yeah, Frederick Node. And let's see, so here's one. This is a waltz. It's in 3/8, and it's got a G sharp, or it's got an F sharp, so it's in the key of G. Never read that before, but I can get an idea of what it sounds like because I've just read so much guitar music, and this is an awesome skill to develop. What I wanted to say is that this is a part of learning. It's one of the first steps in learning a piece, and I call it getting the lay of the land. It's like you are, a piece is kind of an obstacle course, and you need to go over and just see what the obstacles are going to be, and you need to get a sense of how you want to do it. And you can do that even if you can't really sight read. Make that a part of of what you do at the beginning. You just want to be able to go through the whole piece and be able to play through it, even if it's really, really slow and sloppy and unsatisfying. Anyways, that's what I call it. You got to get the lay of the land. You're basically reacting to it and just trying to develop your approach. And it is just like what hits me. And what hits me after playing guitar for 40 years, what hits me is going to be very different than what hits you if you have been playing for 10 years or 1 year or whatever it is. But you're just going for what hits you and then thinking about what you're going to do. What's your next step for that? After you do that, then you can do what I am planning to do if I indeed go on and really learn this piece, which I probably will, relearn it and relearn it in a more relaxed fashion and more accurate fashion than I did when I was 13 or 15 or however old I was. And what I will do is do a lot of just slow, careful, deliberate practicing. Anyways, that's what I had to say, and wish me luck on my recovery from this cubital tunnel release operation, which I'm pretty excited about. And I will see you in the next video.